The moment has arrived.
I pushed the button. It's going to work.
This is going to be scary good, man.
I'm sorry.
We're killing it. It's Maddie Levine with my good friend Dave and Auken. Welcome to the Fight Banana Show.
The ruthless one, Elle Dawson.
Hey, guys.
Our girl, Jillian, the Savage Robertson.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Welcome to the Fight Bananas Show. 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern, only on Fight Bananas.
What's up?
What's up, Miss Maddie Levine? How are you?
It's Tuesday, man.
I was like, why am I not on there?
Happy Tuesday, guys. How's everyone?
We're living. It's another Tuesday.
Levin. You guys forgot what it was like to have training Elle on the show. So I'm like running from training. You get messy bun eating meal prep Elle now.
That's fine. How does it feel to be back?
I know.
I'm so sore. But it's good.
That won't last.
115. Love that.
Muscles will get back. You'll be feeling good.
Damn. You think I look that thick, Leprechaun? Leprechaun thinks I'm 135. Let's go.
I mean, look at those guns, dude.
105 pounds, Leprechaun. I'm an atom weight.
I love it.
I mean, to be fair, you're usually sitting for the podcast.
That's true.
And you have massive muscles, so I get it.
I love when people think I'm bigger than I am. I've been spending my whole life trying to get big.
Yeah. People tend to think I'm smaller than I am, and then that's always a buzzkill. That's all right. Well, welcome in. Happy Tuesday, guys. We got a pretty stacked show. Terrance McKinney coming in hot second in about 10 or so minutes. You got some fun stuff for us today, Dave. I'm excited.
We do. I got like 2 fun, organic, very talkable points, so we'll definitely get on that. But right off the rip, Elle, let's go with it. You got some awesome, very cool news. Literally just posted it on IG, but let's talk about it here. We'll cut some clips and some fun stuff. I love when instead of saying per sources, you literally hear from the horse's mouth. Let me pretense it. 2-3 days ago, multiple outlets. I would say I saw it around 15 to 20 times through a plethora of outlets and Instagram and all this other stuff of IG and Twitter, MMA saying Dustin the Diamond Poirier was going to fight Colby Covington at UFC 309, which is in Madison Square Garden in New York City. I'm like, no way. That's crazy. I don't think that I didn't believe that to happen. We never posted anything on Fight Bananas of that sort. So Elle was like, let's talk to Dustin. So you take it away.
So it just didn't seem quite right. I was like, man, that fight just doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Mm-mm.
Like, I don't feel like that's a fight that would excite Dustin Poirier. So Grant and I were talking about it, and Grant actually reached out to him a few days ago and asked him about it, and he responded. And so I hit him up today, and I was like, hey, I was going to reach out to you. I know, like Grant said, you guys talked. Can I quote you? And this is what Dustin Poirier said to me today. He said, you can say that I said he is not making money from me. It is BS. That is the Dustin Poirier quote. Dustin Poirier is absolutely not giving Colby Covington an opportunity to make money off of his name. And
Fantastic.
Let's be honest, who wants to see that fight? Do we want to watch Dustin Poirier fight? Always.
Always.
Do we want to watch Colby Covington fight? Probably not. Like, that's not a fight that the fans want to see. The fans want to see Dustin Poirier fight guys like Justin Gaethje. That's why we got so excited for both those fights, and I think we would again. But yeah, I didn't think that fight made any sense, and Dustin absolutely confirmed that it does not.
I would love some real news soon, though, from Dustin. That'd be cool. That'd be dope.
I know. I need to ask you, like, is there anything else? Is there anything else on the horizon? What's going on?
Anything this year? Maybe Q1 2025? I'm here for it.
He's posting like there might be. So
he seems busy. I don't know.
He does. He does seem like someone, Maddie, I totally agree with you. He seems like someone who's not done. He seems like someone who's still itching if the right opportunity knocks. And guys, I always think, and Islam Makhachev being hurt definitely throws a ringer out there. Like, are they going to do an interim championship? I don't know if that would excite Dustin, if Dustin would do him versus Oliveira in a rematch for an interim championship. Is it just Dustin versus Gaethje, that one last trilogy fight. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm intrigued to see what happens with Makhachev. Of course, that will trickle down to Arman and Oliveira, Gaethje and Dustin, and so much more.
I think after this whole heavyweight debacle with the interim nonsense, that fighters are not going to be interested in an interim fight anymore. Because
I mean,
like,
that's the John Jones privilege. I don't think that happens.
It's definitely the John Jones privilege, but then it's like, I don't know. To me, it shows me that if I'm a UFC fighter and I see my organization not really giving a shit about the whole interim, I should be fighting the champion thing, I'd be a little turned off by it.
Okay.
I just realized my light's not on, guys. Hang on. Oh, that's so much.
My lighting is fucking trash, so don't worry about it.
That's it. Now you can see my face.
Sunlight coming in, a ring light. I look like I have like a fucking...
You're Avril Levine again. Avril Levine.
I have like a lightning bolt in front of my face.
You got the winged liner. It is very Avril.
God damn it. God damn it. Whatever. Avril could never.
Hoodie, all of it.
Avril could never.
This is so good.
Guys, apparently I'm 5'7".
I'm just eating. I'm so hungry.
5'2" on a good day, my friend. 5'2" on a good day.
I love it.
Anyway.
So, yeah, we got Terrance McKinney coming on 115, Jose Shorty Torres at 215. And then, guys, a little special bonus show tonight at 9:30. We got our guy who won on the Dana White Contender Series, had that awesome knockout. He fought in Jorge Masvidal's Icon show, Malcolm Wellmaker. We wanted them on, during the day. He just can't do it Tuesday during the day, 9:30 p.m. I'm going to put the kids to bed and then come my hurry happy butt back here. We'll have a fun little thing, 30, 20 minutes, have some fun. But I definitely wanted to talk to him. Sure has people.
Except Dave. Says the leprechaun. Come on.
Says the leprechaun. I love it.
No, super excited for Malcolm to make his UFC debut.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much talent on this. Maddie and I talked about how much we love Contender Series for pages on Sunday, but like
the best.
It really is. There's so much talent. We have Gage Young tonight too, who we interviewed.
I can't wait.
Oh shit, it is Tuesday. I'm like, I'm like, it's Monday, right? Like I'm like a day behind on everything.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys have a good Labor Day?
Had a great Labor Day. I just bummed around all day. Did some cleaning. I have to do some labor today, which is friggin' staining my deck. I'm like, oh, why didn't we just freaking hire somebody for this? Nope, we're gonna do it ourselves.
It's satisfying. Like staining your deck seems like a satisfying task, though.
And the fact that my dad and husband have already started, it's like a good thing. So I'm just gonna take my time on the podcast, and just take my time. I'm a little busy,
I don't ever take like Labor. The gym's never closed on Labor Day. I forget Labor Day is a holiday.
Yeah.
I trained like all day yesterday. I'm so tired.
I love it. And then Elle, you're also traveling in a couple of days?
2 days.
2 days?
2 days. I will be headed to San Diego, California for Bellator.
Nice. Very nice.
I just saw that Bellator just posted. I don't know if you even saw this, Elle. So they just posted a meet and greet with Royce Gracie.
Wow.
With Dakota Ditcheva. And then I wrote, and Elle Dawson.
I'll be in the background.
Yeah.
I'll just be following Dakota around all week.
Dude, they are pimping her out. Holy
She's
shit.
awesome. I legit talked. I was like, hey, we should go to Asia's fight. And she's like, okay. So now PFLator, as I now call it, Bellator's like, oh, sweet. We'll have you do some stuff while you're there.
That's funny. That's so funny.
I love it.
Hopefully she's not too booked. Hopefully we get to hang out.
San Diego's amazing too. That's I'm really
super
cool.
Excited.
Really cool city. Very cool city. All right. So much. I guess, Terrance coming on in 5-6 minutes. Guys, how excited are you? Finally, the UFC's back. It's so wild. If they are off for like 1 weekend, it's like mega. And someone in the industry messaged, they're like, hey, why do you think they're off? I know the exact reason. I know 100% the reason why they were off. It was the kickoff of college football, and college football is mega on ESPN. They had games 4 days in a row, sun up to sundown. So it's like UFC. They're
they
on
get
ESPN Plus. Take the day off, and they went all in on college football. So they had it all week.
1,000%.
They're back this week. I love the card, but the main event is awesome. Like, I love this main event. I love these fights. We talk about it all the time. It's like is it the passing the torch? Is Sean Brady the new top 5, top 7, always in that main event, and especially in the really, really good division? Or does Gilbert Burns hold that ground, hold that spot, and is Sean Brady not good enough to be in that top 5, top 7? It's a really good fight, guys. I would love your take. Maddie, what's your take on Gilbert Burns and Sean Brady?
I love this fight. I think they're both incredibly fun to watch. This is one of those fights that it's going to be exciting. It's not going to be a lame snooze fest. They're both going to come out really exciting. They're both really good on the ground. I would say Brady may have the upper hand with some striking ability. But I think I have a really good feeling about Brady, and that just might be me excited for the new crop and like excited for some change and some like wrenches in the system there. But I think this is going to be really exciting. My eyes are on the co-main, but the main event I think is going to bring I think it's going to be a good night for Brady. I think he's going to get the better of Burns on the feet.
Okay.
I got to pull Leprechaun's comment up for a second here. I think you are confusing a card that has less name value with a bad card. If you know anything about these main card fighters, these are bangers waiting to happen. Like, they are all exciting.
All of them.
Like, there's not going to be a boring fight on the main card.
Correct.
Like, just because there's not ridiculous name value to this card for the casual fans does not mean this card isn't going to rock.
And I think this is one of those cards where a new rock star could blossom. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those cards where it's like, oh, who's that? Like, to a Fairweather fan might be like, oh, wait, I'm a fan of them.
I don't even know if somebody's gonna like steal the show, quote unquote, but like, how is Steve Garcia and Kyle Nelson standing toe to toe throwing bombs not gonna be a super fun fight?
I know.
If Steve Garcia wins again, and especially in a knockout fight, like, dude, he is just on a run right now.
Yeah, for real. I don't see that getting out of the first round.
You're probably
I
right.
think that's going to be a banger of a fight.
That's going to be a car crash for like 45 seconds, and then somebody's going to flatline.
Really? You think it's going to be that short? I think both guys are super tough.
No, for sure.
I think it's going to be really fun, and I actually like the over there. I don't know if I'm crazy. I might be crazy. I don't know. That's why I don't bet. But Grasso fight this show.
No, not this one, buddy.
No Alexa Grasso this weekend. That's next week.
Jessica Andrade.
Yes.
In the co-main.
Maybe Gilbert Burns, Jessica Andrade, and Natalia Silva. Andrade is a fan favorite for a reason.
Yeah.
Even the people that hate on female MMA love Jessica Andrade. Like, she's never boring. She's a freaking dog. And the girl she's fighting is so technical, so good, and so exciting.
It's going to be so fun.
Right? Like,
you know how I am about striking matches. I'm like, this is going to be such a fun striking match. I have a story. I have an entertainment. Well, I don't even want to call it an entertainment story. I have a headline about Jessica Andrade. You probably saw it. But we can get into it later for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that.
For sure.
Yeah, no, sorry. I never gave you my take. My take on the fight, I think exactly what Dave said. I think this is one of those fights where it's like, I can't tell you what's going to happen till it happens. We're either going to see Gilbert at 38 still just hanging on to that top spot in the top 5, or we're going to see Brady like have a coming out party, like that.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think they're pretty evenly matched. I don't know that one guy has an advantage necessarily on the feet. Maybe it's hard to say too, because I feel like we haven't seen Gilbert Burns healthy in a while. So I really hope that Gilbert Burns is healthy. I hope he's not nursing any injuries. I hope his shoulder's 100%. Like, I want to see the best version of Gilbert Burns. That's what I'm hoping for this weekend.
1000%. If anything, he'd probably use his veteran status too. Because we've seen him we've seen him in wars before. We know that he can get himself out of it. So,
super random. I saw a headline about the UFC Noche ticket prices as well.
I did too.
We'll get into that.
Oh boy!
Yeah, keep it coming. Terrance is not in yet, so until Terrance comes in, keep it coming.
All right. Well, let's switch over to the Andrade headlines. Filing a lawsuit in the United States against former coach and manager Piranha, accusing him of embezzlement I guess they've been working, or they were working together since she was 21 till up until this year. And she's accusing him of stealing a total of $2 million. They have a lawsuit going about TransferWise, and the money that was transferred to other people I've never seen in my life, she said. So
he was apparently in charge of all of her finances for a time.
Yes.
So
he said that happened when he was taking care of my finances and I had no access to anything. At one point, he said, Jessica, look, let me handle this for you. You don't have to worry about any of this. Red flag. What? Red fucking flag. But again, she's 21 years old when this is happening.
Yeah.
You want to trust your coach.
And you're competing in a country you're not from, where you don't necessarily speak the language. You might not have, like, it might be difficult for you to get a US bank account. Like, there's so many issues there. And it's like, it's such a vulnerable place.
The story just gets worse too.
Taken advantage of.
Yeah, the story just gets worse too. Apparently he was like gaslighting her too, and was like, Jessica said, he said I was shopping too much on Amazon. But with the investment and all that,
$2 million worth?
Yeah. She was like, she said she spent $10,000 on Amazon, but where's the 2 million? Dude,
honestly,
you can't turn around and be like, oh, no, it's your Amazon bill. Bro, no, that's not how it works. So that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
Back to the Noche thing, and we'll go on it until Terrance comes on, and we do. And I love this show, guys, and it's a reason we booked it a little bit this way. There's so much to talk about, and I love when us three can feel free in this hour, and we have one guest on this hour, one guest on another hour, so I feel like we got a ton of space here. So UFC Noche, right? Again, not trying to crap on anything that Dana White said. Dana's the boss. Dana's the guy for sure. He kind of built this card up, and he built this as the once-in-a-lifetime kind of event, and it still might be. It might be. I think everyone's kind of down on it. It might be one of those, like, it's going to be better than what we all think, and it might look amazing, and that could be a big part of it. But the card
you can't
itself,
put the whole value of the card on the freaking venue. Fight fans don't care about that much. And that's kind of what they did. Like, the main benefit of this card, like, I would rather hate, like, Leprechaun, I want to hear your take on this card, because I think this weekend's card is better.
Yeah.
No.
Personally.
No. Elle, you're going too far. This card does have Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Marab. That is a really good pay-per-view main event. That's a main event. Sugar Sean O'Malley. Grasso and Valentina and their trilogy. Like, that's a really good co-main event. That's a good co-main event. Then to me, the featured fight, Diego Lopez versus Brian Ortega. That's awesome.
It's a great card for sure.
I like those three. Great. The other two
are great. Ribovich, I don't know how to say his last name. Ribovich and Daniel Zellhuber is also a great fight. It is a great fight.
It should be on a prelim, though. Shouldn't be on a pay-per-view.
But if you look at the prelims on this card, the prelims are kind of rough.
That's
it's just unfortunate, because
I would rather have the prelims from this weekend on UFC 306 than the prelims from that weekend, you know, like.
Yeah, there's just a unique scenario throwing in the sphere. Like, there's a unique layer of finances that they've never had to deal with before, and that comes with, you know, putting on a crazy show. Anybody that tries to go to the sphere that isn't a UFC fight, it's always expensive. Am I glitching like a motherfucker right now?
Yeah, a little bit. Sorry.
A little bit.
All right, I'm gonna hold that then. Fucking A.
No, I just you put an event. If they should have done 300 at the Sphere. That was the only way they were going to get average Joes to pay $3,000 for nosebleed seats. The fact that the average ticket for like the worst seats in the Sphere went from $3,000 to like $860 something is insane.
Yeah,
like that tells us so much.
Yeah. Well, all right. Our first guest is coming in. This person's got a UFC record. This person's only 29 years young.
He may not be ready.
Oh, there we go.
There he
all
is.
right. 29 years young. One of the best smiles in the UFC. T-Rex himself, Terrance McKinney. Terrance, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, brother? How you guys doing?
Doing good. Terrance, how are you, man?
You guys want me to turn it sideways?
Yeah.
There you go.
You're professional podcaster right there. First and foremost, Terrance, dude, when did this, I see you all the time on socials in my home state of Florida, Orlando, Florida, Fusion XL. When did this process happen? And are you a Floridian now?
Yeah. Well, after my last fight, I was trying to just get with a team that has like structure and just guys of my caliber, not just like one training partner. Just so I prayed about it, and then like I asked God to send a person to hit me up wherever I'm supposed to go, and then Phil Rowe hit me up, and I prayed about it some more, and this was my destination, and then I sold most of the stuff in my house and just moved down here and started fresh.
I love that. Girls?
I mean, talk about betting on yourself.
Fight life. Yeah, I love that. I love the commitment to just, all right, we got to make a change. Let's go. I actually wanted to ask you about a previous matchup that I think was supposed to happen, which was one of my teammates actually down here in South Florida as well. You and Chris Duncan went back and forth online for a while, right?
Yeah.
And, you guys kind of agreed to fight each other. And then I know he had a bunch of visa issues and they couldn't make the fight happen. Is that a matchup you still want?
Yeah, I'll be still down to fight Chris for sure.
I think that'd be super exciting for sure.
I think he got a fight, right?
He's an exciting guy.
Doesn't he got a fight right now?
He actually does.
He just got one for Paris.
He does. He's fighting in Paris. Actually, fairly short notice, I think, as well. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure he'll be ready after that. That would be that's a fight I know a lot of us would love to see. We all think it's a really exciting matchup for you guys.
Yeah, that would be still fun. Yeah, I got nothing but love for him as well. So it'll be fun to compete against him.
I love it.
You good, Maddie?
Christopher, yeah, Maddie, look awesome again. They said Fusion XL is a great choice. Okay, so I think it's probably been around 2 months. Terrance, tell me if less or longer, somewhere in that range. How has it been? Have you loved the move? I've been saying this to Elle for probably multiple years. I think Florida for MMA, there's something about it. You can train literally every single day, inside, outside. You could run on the ocean, on the beach. You can, sweat your tail off in and out. Like, how has it been training in Florida in Fusion over this last couple of months?
It's been a huge blessing. Julian's a great coach. He was 12-1, beat a UFC fighter before. Like, he's the real deal. And then we got people like Mike Davis there, Lucas Alexander, Phil Rowe, and then Leota Machida comes in, Alex Pereira pops in sometimes. We really just got a squad down there, and it's wonderful just getting good work all the time. And Julian's, like I said, he knows how to win fights, and that's what we're looking to do.
Have you got something? Are you waiting? Because I know I've been at Fusion 100 times in my life. I talked to Julian multiple times. He definitely wants to. I always talk to him about, like, he wants to know you. You know what I mean? He wants to know how you fight and kind of train with you a little bit before you got to fight. This has kind of been one of the longest offs for your UFC career. Is that the reason why, to kind of get into Fusion and feel yourself out? When do you think you will fight again? And is that why? Is it the kind of getting with Fusion and feeling that out?
Yeah, I'm just waiting, making sure I'm getting accustomed with the team, like the vibe, and just making sure I'm locking in with the system they got over here. Yeah. And so far, so good. So I'm looking to probably fight like November or December for sure.
Cool.
I love this question. Have you been to Disney or Universal since your arrival?
Nah, yeah, I've just been locked in with training. Like, I probably train every day except Sunday. So
not even one day?
Pop over on a Sunday.
Nah, that's my rest day. I got to sleep, ice bath, just get the body back right to go do it again.
Yeah. I was going to say, probably sitting on some roller coasters, standing in line all day. Are you a roller coaster guy in general?
Yeah, I love roller coasters, yeah.
That's
but
great.
Yeah, like I said, I'm locked in right now. I'm just trying to get as flawless as I can.
We'll save that for after the next one.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you think, asking Terrance McKinney if he's a roller coaster guy, you see how this man fights? He fights in a roller coaster.
He is a roller coaster.
Right after the war, he fights in a roller coaster.
No, but I've been to Universal Studios before, so next for me, after I win the fight, I'll definitely go to Disney World, take my son there and shit.
I was going to ask you, and I thought I heard it in the background, Terrance. We've been talking for a little bit, and I think the last time you were on, he was maybe running in the background. How has it been, fatherhood and growing up and all that stuff, kind of being there with your son and all?
It's been awesome just to watch him. Like, basically, like, he's just my little twin, so like I love it. He's cute as hell, and then he always want to fight. It's like super cute. So, and just like realizing that like he truly is watching. Like, whatever I do, he's gonna do. So, just making sure show him the value of a good man and just teach him about God and just making sure his whole life's a blessing, and that's why I'm working hard.
Love that.
I always go ahead, Maddie.
No,
sorry.
go ahead, Elle. Go ahead.
I'm always curious to ask fighters because some of us are like, oh, I'd love for our kids to fight. And some of us are like, I don't know that I want that path and that life for my kid because it's a tough one. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Do you want to get him into training? Would you like to see him fight someday?
Nah, he don't have to. My goal is to put him in a position to just be able to do whatever he wants to do, like whatever, like his heart desire. I would just want to be able to get him to the proper camp so he get the proper training, and we'll see what happens. And if you want to fight, then of course, he got the right dad to help him succeed.
Of course. Leprechaun,
Well,
how old is the kiddos?
My son just turned 2 August 9th.
Oh, God bless you.
That's a good age. That's a good age.
Woof. That's not what I hear, Dave. That's not what I hear.
Yeah, but my son's he's super smart though, so he's not that bad. But he throws his tantrums. I tell you that.
Yeah, it's not
Terrible
called the
twos,
Wonderful
man.
Twos, Dave.
Yeah,
No, he
1000%.
stands on business. If he don't like food, he'll throw it on the ground. Like he's something else for sure.
He's sassy.
Yeah, he is.
That's fantastic. Well, I want to commend you for being so open about your past and your journey. And recently you opened up with the battle with drugs and really pulling yourself out of that experience. Would you say that MMA saved your life or was it something else? I
would say it was God and my family. Just seeing how sad my mom was, that's never a good feeling. So like, and I was like the first kid 20 and grounded, and I was about to be 21. I was like, damn, I'm 21 and grounded. Just making sure, like, basically that I was secluded, and I just really had to find who I was, and just making sure, like, I'm trying to impress the right people, and not just like people I thought were my friends, but making sure I value the things that's really important, like my family, and that was like the huge part of my growth and getting better.
That's fantastic, man. Love to hear that.
I got some fun questions here at the end. I do got some UFC fun, some big questions. And girls, if you have anything else, please go away. Ask away. Coming up, UFC 306. I love the main event, and it's like it's 50-50. You always hear if people got Sugar, they feel like he's gonna light up Merab. There's just no doubt about it. And if people have Merab's gonna tear him up, grapple him for 25 minutes. There's like no middle ground. There's no a split decision win. So, Terrance, I'm going to ask you, I love your MMA mind. Do you have Sugar retaining or you have Merab winning the championship that night?
I'm just going to have to go with my boy Merab just because, like, he's my dog. But there's always a chance of getting sniped. That's just the field we play in. And I know he has that in the back of his mind, and he's going to make sure that's not going to happen. I think his reflexes are going to be faster. And it's a lot harder to snipe someone when you're on the back foot, and I think that's where Merab's going to succeed.
That's a really good point. And I've been hearing all that about Sugar and all of this podcast. Like, feels like they're too worried about the wrestling and grappling. And I hope that Sugar doesn't play defense the whole time. If defense the whole time, he's never going to try to get off. Dude, Merab's going to get you sooner or later. But if Sugar gets off, he's going to win the fight. Like you said, he's going to snipe him. I hope, if you're rooting for Sugar Sean O'Malley, Sean needs to be aggressive. Like, Sean needs to be first, I think, to win this fight. Even if he misses, Merab can, of course, counter him to grapple him down. But I think he still needs to throw first. That's my take. But we'll see. It's a good fight. I love that fight.
Me too. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, I got Merab because it's not like he's a step back kind of fighter. He's gonna be in your face.
Yeah.
And he's short, and you got to throw at weird angles. I think it's going to be a lot harder to hit him clean. and it's gonna play in his favor. I truly believe that.
Dave, I think this one's for you. It's not sugar. It's sugar.
Okay.
No
Get it
hard R.
right. Get it right.
Dude, I'm a white guy with good hair. I don't got that tone in me. I don't know. Terrance knows.
Yeah.
Better than that. Ilia Topuria, Max Holloway to me is the best fight left on the UFC calendar. I'm 50-50 still in that fight. Who do you have on that one?
Fuck no, I'm going Max. AK
Really?
Jerome.
Didn't even skip a beat.
I'm with Max till the day I die. Huge fan.
Yeah.
Come on, son. You can get in the video. Come on. All right, let's get it.
Oh, hey, buddy.
What's up, dude?
Hey.
Look at that smile. Cheese.
Got that from Dad for sure.
Terrance got the best smile in the game.
But yeah, I got Max. You heard my son. He just predicted. He said Max.
He did. Oh, the life of a dad.
Yeah, I got Max. I think his cardio's better. I seen Ilya get kind of tired when he was fighting. What's his name? Well, I can't think of his name right now.
Josh Emmett?
Yeah.
Emmett.
And Emmett started to land a lot more in that 5th round.
Okay.
And I think Max is going to get him tired quicker. And then I can see him really gassing and really just putting it on him at the end. Maybe even getting the finish. But I got Max decision. I think his footwork's a lot better. And because as you guys see, Volks are having a lot of success with the footwork. And I think Max going to dictate the range a little bit better than that. And stay off the fence. And I got Max cruising him. Really, really showing that he's the champion.
I like that take.
Do you think Max because he looked way better and way bigger at 155 than the last time he had gone up to lightweight? Do you feel like that's going to affect his cut at all, coming back down to 145 after that?
He did look the part.
Oh,
God damn it!
Dang it!
That was good.
Oh, that was perfect.
His kid was the best.
Yeah,
He's so cute. Maybe he'll pop back on. I want to hear his take for sure.
Definitely got a phone call.
Yeah, I think so.
Great
He usually
smile.
just goes black. I wonder if, he's back. Oh, we did it at the same time, Dave. I got it. Okay. There we go. Finish your answer. Sorry.
I forgot what I was even saying. What was the question again?
Max being
Max Holloway looking big.
I was saying that he was looking the part at 155, but the man knows how to cut weight. This isn't his first time. So I don't think it's going to really affect him. We've seen him take shots on shots from everybody, even Arnold Allen, and it didn't phase him making the weight. So I don't think it'll be a problem.
I mean, you'll never catch me betting against Max Holloway. Never. Never.
I mean, either not betting or you're betting for him.
Yeah, pretty much.
You said that you probably hit the off button. What are you doing back there, Dave? That's a cool shirt.
I had to find this. I totally forgot. I was like, man, I thought I had something good with Terrance, and I finally just found it. I was looking in the back. Terrance.
Hey.
Wow, that's great.
Hey, that night was fun as hell, man. We was right by the cage, man. It was sweet.
That was
I
wild.
love that.
Yeah.
That was a good night.
I'm not cool enough to be on the shelves.
Is there no Maddie pictures?
You want me to find you?
No.
You're back here, Maddie. You're back here. All right. 5 fun questions. Terrance, first thing comes to your head. You ready?
Yeah.
Your all-time favorite combat sports athlete?
Max, for sure, and Anderson Silva.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Your favorite Halloween costume that you ever wore?
That I ever wore? Shoot, when I was a demon, I had a sick little suit to go with it. It was fresh as hell.
Okay. What actor would play you in a movie about you?
It would have to be Jamie Foxx, I would say.
Oh, I like it.
Well, when you win the world championship, what's the dream car? What car do you buy?
What card?
Yeah.
Who's on it? Like, who's headlining it?
No. What car do you drive? What do you
car.
buy?
Oh, okay.
After I win, shit, I don't really care about cars like that.
Okay. You're not like Phil Rowe. Phil Rowe, that I saw that new whip that he's got.
Yeah, his shit clean as hell. But
Yeah.
if I'm pulling up to the scene, I'll definitely need a Lambo for sure.
Are you a shoe guy? A watch guy?
I'm a shoe guy for sure. I got so many pairs.
So what shoes would you buy?
Shit. I'll get a couple pairs. I just want the belt, so I'm gonna need like 10.
Yeah.
A couple
These guys
Jordans,
got
a
the
couple
Reddies.
Nikes.
If you had to guess, how many pairs of shoes do you have? Because I have a shoe problem
26.
too.
Easy over 100.
Whoa!
Holy crap!
I think I'm there too. I got a shoe problem. problem.
Damn.
Terrance is the real one. Over 100. Wow. All right, last one. If you had to have dinner with two guests, dead or alive, who would you have dinner with?
Snoop Dogg got to be in there. Shoot. Who else? And then Snoop Dogg, who else? Because I don't want no boring ass dinner. So
Pick Snoop Dogg's best friend, Martha Stewart. Done.
Let's just throw Drake in there just because, you know.
Okay. That'd be wild. Maddie goes, Martha Stewart. I love it.
They're like besties.
They are.
She's
That is
cooking the
wild.
dinner.
Yeah.
I need that.
That's a good point. Man, Terrance, you are the absolute man. You are if you are on a fight card, you have to watch it. You must see TV, pay-per-view, main card, prelims, wherever you're at. We always watch you here at Fight Bananas. We appreciate you. That was a fun time. We got to do that again. If it's Universal Studios, I know the UFC is going to be in Tampa on the 14th. We're trying to get a suite.
I'm trying to get on that card.
Oh, okay. There you go. There we go. So if you're not fighting on that card, hopefully we're going to have a suite. So hopefully you can come through. All right.
All right, bet.
All right, my man. Be good, Terrance. Appreciate you coming on.
You guys take it easy. Pleasure talking to you guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right,
Thanks for coming, Terrance.
All right, take it easy.
Sweet life, huh?
Dave's gonna get a suite to a fight I can't go to.
No, you're coming after your fight.
I'm flying right back.
Fight Bananas is getting the private jet for you, Al.
Do you have a fight lined up?
I've been told that I am on the December 13th card, but I do not have
fantastic.
I haven't signed anything yet.
I do. I'm coming to the fight. We already talked about this off air.
So you're gonna fly to wherever Invicta is on December 13th, and then we're all flying back to Tampa.
Fingers crossed it's Boston.
After my fight, I'm staying out west because I have a wedding to go to.
Oh. Well, fingers crossed Invicta's in Boston. And then
I can just go whoop, whoop, whoop.
And then I'll just invite myself to the suite.
Of course you're invited to the suite. Yes, Chris, you'll be invited to the suite, my man. We're trying. It's funny. Like, you can't buy a suite via like Ticketmaster. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Do you have to do it by the venue?
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that.
And it's not on sale yet.
There's fake profiles on Ticketmaster. Like it happens all the time. So this happened for Grant's fight. Grant had like some family friends that came out, and they like tickets had just gone on sale, and they were like, "Oh, we already got ours on Ticketmaster like weeks ago." And I was like, "I don't think those were real tickets because they just went on sale." And sure enough, when they got to the venue, they could not get in.
Oh,
the Ticketmaster reimbursed them, but at that point, they didn't have tickets.
Oh, that's so devastating.
Yeah,
crazy.
So
that's so messed up.
Beware, people.
Yeah, that's so messed up.
So I have seen on social media, Elle Dawson's post has been doing it really well. Dustin Poirier is not fighting Colby Covington. Breaking news 37 minutes ago. Elle Dawson broke it here for us on Fight Bananas. All right, let's transition into the next thing we're going to talk about today. And I texted the girls. I go, hey, guys. If UFC 306, a lot of people are maybe not loving the card, and not that, guys. We have $20 million. We are, Mick Maynard. We are Hunter Campbell. We're Dana White. We are creating our fantasy booking of UFC 306, the Sphere card. Of course, ladies first. We can start with Maddie, then we'll go to Elle, then we'll go with me. We have 5 fights on this fantasy booking UFC 306 card. You can have the same fights. You can have different fights. Whatever you want. It's your card. Maddie, we will start with you, my friend.
I'm nervous to go first, but okay. So I kept Mexican Independence Day in mind. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
not all of these people are still on the roster. So I went with the fantasy vibe for this one. Okay. Open the card with Lupi Godinez versus Jillian Robertson.
Oh,
Boom. Number 1. Okay. Number 2, Brandon Moreno versus Joseph Benavidez. Okay. Number 3, just because, Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. Why not?
wow.
You know? Number 4, Yair Rodriguez versus Zabit Magomed Sharapov.
I forgot he existed.
Me too. That one was a Ross Levine contribution.
Ooh.
But this one, main event, Cain Velasquez versus Stipe Miocic.
Wow.
There you go.
Can we say Can we say pre-back surgery Cain Velasquez
Absolutely.
versus 33-year-old Stipe Miocic?
And if you want to get even saucier, change it to Cain Velasquez versus the man he went to jail for.
Wow.
That's
if you want to get saucy
right there,
if you want to get saucy.
That is a phenomenal card. Maddie
Thank
Levine,
you.
I think,
Thank you.
won. Like, I thought my card is really good. I think Maddie already won. I didn't even hear L's yet. Maddie, well played.
I was at physical therapy. I'm not prepared the way you guys have prepared for this.
Nope.
Just
You're on the big
throwing
screen.
me on the
You're on the big screen. You're ready.
You're up.
I gotta wing it.
Yep.
All right. Just like so, 5 fights, main card.
Just 5 dream fights. They can be
5
anybody.
dream fights. Anybody.
I know this isn't fair.
This isn't fair. You guys had so much time. I'm just not prepared.
I texted you this morning, and it's on the
I was
notes
driving.
all week long.
I was
It's on the
already
notes.
on my way to physical therapy. Then I was at physical therapy doing the physical therapy. Then
know
I
what?
was driving home.
We'll simplify. Pick your dream main event.
No, I got this. I'll do 5.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
do 5. Just give me a
I'm
second.
making you big again. Making you big.
All right. I'm going to steal Lupi Godinez from you,
Okay. Nice.
but I'm going to match her up with Jessica Andrade.
Nice. Okay. I like it.
Then, see, Kayla and Amanda is such a good matchup.
Yep.
So
Boom.
good.
Number 2.
But I'm actually going to take Kayla and match her up with, I'm stealing 2 of your fighters.
That's
I'm
fine.
taking Kayla and matching her up with Cyborg.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Good one.
And then I am going to take, this is like, I'm just spewing garbage right now. I feel like Dustin should be on this card.
Okay. Dustin.
Does it have to be a fight we've never seen before? It probably should be, right?
It doesn't have to be. It could be a rematch.
Dustin needs to be on this card. Who would we put him against? I'm trying to think of somebody just ridiculously.
By the way, I have these notes already done. Dustin is on my card. You better not pick my opponent. All right.
Has the fight ever happened?
I'm not saying anything else. You go. This is your featured fight, by the way. This is a featured fight. You got Kayla Harrison.
Oh, no, this is my co-main event. There's no way I'm getting 5 off the top of my head.
What's your co-main event? Dustin
my co-main event is going to be... So hard. I hate this. Is this you or was this Maddie or was this Dave?
That was Maddie Levine.
Okay. All right. Okay. I don't know, because I love the Dustin Hooker. I would watch that fight.
Oh,
Awesome.
There you go.
And honestly, now it makes more sense now that Hooker is like top 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
What's your main event?
Dustin Hooker rematch. Main event. Dream main event.
UFC
They don't even
306?
have to be fighters anymore.
Let's see.
I'm sorry, folks.
I would honestly take Prime Kane
Uh-huh.
and Prime, like, it was just a freaking unit. Prime Brock Lesnar. Like,
Let's
no
go.
drug test Brock Lesnar versus
Let's go.
pre-surgery Cain Velasquez.
For on the spot, good job.
Pretty
Excellent job.
Maddie, you still won. Maddie,
Maddie's yours was
It's
amazing.
not fair. It's not
Yeah,
fair. I was
amazing.
prepared.
Maddie still won. All right, here's my card. if you look at our show notes that I look at every single night, I would have seen this, and I've already had 5 days of this. All right, first fight in the card, I got Brandon Moreno, who's a Mexican fighting on UFC Noche, versus the return coming back to the flyweight division versus Henry Cejudo. I need a good fight to kick off the action. I got Brandon Moreno versus Henry Cejudo. First fight. Second fight on my UFC Noche show, I got Raul Rojas Jr., huge Mexican star, doing great, versus the undefeated Peyton Tablet. Okay.
So we're rematching Rosas. Okay.
I like Rosas Tablet. I think that's a great fight there. In my featured fight, I got Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus the return of Stockton's own Nate Diaz. Comes back to the UFC. Poirier boxes him up, beats him up, gets the win. In my co-main event, you guys might think I'm cheesy on this one. I got the same co-main event. I want to see Grasso and Shevchenko, the trilogy. Grasso, the Mexican, Shevchenko, the greatest flyweight of all time. It makes too much sense. It's a great fight. It's for the championship.
It is a good fight
right there.
It is a good fight.
I can't believe I'm on an island on this. The main event for UFC 306, there's only one answer. The correct answer. It's Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. What are you guys talking about? It's the only fight anyone wants to see. It's Conor and Chandler. It's the main event.
Never happening. That's not even happening in fantasy booking.
That's Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez, and I'm the weird guy.
Listen, I took fantasy very literal.
No,
I went
Maddie,
crazy.
I'm going against you. I still think you won, Maddie. I love yours. I still think you won.
No, Maddie's was the best. I didn't have a single Mexican fighter on my Mexican independent.
I know, dude. I feel like I got Moreno, Rojas. Even Nate's got a little Mexican background to him, a little bit.
I think so.
Some kind of Hispanic.
So.
I feel like I'm there.
Does anybody else?
Conor Chandler's the main event.
Mine was bad, guys. I was unprepared.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It was horrible.
It was horrible.
Are you prepared for the second one at least that Dave wants to play?
I don't even know. I don't even remember. Dave, I was in physical therapy. And I'm sure.
There are notes in our phone, Maddie. There are notes in our phone.
Where?
There's show notes.
I'm looking. I don't see these notes.
I don't think she's connected to our shared notes.
No, she is. I even added her. I added Elle. At Elle.
I can't listen. I'm Switzerland on this one.
No. You're Witzel.
No, I do remember the other one. The other one. Yeah.
Okay. Oh boy. All right. Should we do this question? Is this okay?
Yeah.
My
let's
next
do it.
question.
I was ready for this one. I do. I swear.
I'm going to steal this from Barstool Sports because I saw this on the sport. They did a Sport One. Football's back, and it was about football. But we are an MMA podcast show, so I'm stealing this. And we'll start again with Maddie, who just won our UFC 306 booking. Congratulations, Maddie.
Thank you.
So now this one is this. If you can change any outcome in the UFC's history, what would it be? So you're not adding to it. You're just switching the outcome.
Just want to change the outcome.
The loser becomes the winner.
Okay.
For instance, throwing it out there just for instance, Jose Aldo and Conor McGregor fought. You could say Jose would have knocked out Conor. Jose keeps his championship. The rise of Conor maybe never happens. That's for instance. So you're just changing one book in. What is your change? Change of a UFC. I'm typing it in to our $1 million thing. I'm pushing the button. There we go. Maddie Levine, take it away.
Okay. I don't think you guys are going to like this one. We're taking it back to October of 2018. UFC 229, McGregor versus Khabib.
No, that's great.
Change that outcome, baby. McGregor wins. That insanity never happens. Khabib has one loss on his career. He doesn't retire because of it. They have a rematch. Shit goes insane.
Dude, I'm sorry, guys. There's some moments, some shows that people are on their A game and better. Maddie had to leave with a technical difficulty 22 minutes ago. She came back. She's been absolute fire ever since. Huh?
That's what I do.
Came back with fire.
That's what I do.
Maddie is on point. Maddie Levine, you're an absolute rock star. Elle Dawson, you have
ready,
one
Elle?
UFC fight to change in the history What do you change?
So I actually had two that I was going to provide that I was prepared for, but somebody already stole one of them in the comments. What if DC beat Jones at light heavyweight?
Okay.
That is one I would love, but
That's a good one.
the ultimate one, and I hate myself for saying this because I love this person so much, but how insane would it have been if Cain Velasquez never got knocked out by Junior Dos Santos?
Oh.
If he had never been knocked out by Junior Dos Santos, he would have gone like, it would have been like a 17 fight win streak.
Superstar.
No, it was like, was it 13? It would have been a 13 fight straight win streak.
Love
Especially in the heavyweight division and how big that's Elle, that's a great one. That's a really good one. Both of you.
Elle, we'll give you that one. Oh wait, Dave hasn't gone yet. Okay.
But you guys, and I almost wanted to keep your guys on there. You guys are effing believable. Elle Dawson and Maddie Levine. There's only one correct answer. The answer is Grant Dawson versus Bobby Green is the answer. How does Elle Dawson not pick her own husband? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? She goes to Cain Velasquez versus Junior Dos Santos.
I think I have to leave the show now, guys. I think I have to go.
That is crazy. What are we doing here, people? I'm out. I am out of here. You guys do the rest of the hour and a half show, you heartless son of a gun. You guys are crazy. You guys are all.
That's hilarious. Oh my God. That is so funny. All right. Dave won. Dave won on that one. That was a good one.
I have to be done.
Yeah.
I have to retire from the show.
And oh my God. Wife of the year goes to, no, totally kidding.
You picked Junior Dos Santos is a great guy. He trains at your gym.
No, he is, and I said that's why. It's just to see the run.
Unbelievable.
And I feel so bad. I love JDS. He's an amazing person. I just saw him yesterday.
Someone that I love. I love Grant. Right, he got TKO'd on the ground. Your flesh and blood, your love of your life got TKO'd. You don't pick him.
I'm speechless. Absolutely speechless.
Do you sleep with that photo, Dave?
Probably.
He probably does. He loves Grant.
All right, Dave, you won that one. You won that round. That was funny. That was really funny. On that note,
and you guys also too, you guys really missed the answer. Because of course I have one with Jillian Robertson too, but to me it's Grant. It is Grant. The other answer that you guys kind of went with, to me, it's Dustin Poirier finishing the story against Islam Makhachev. That's the answer, too.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What are we doing here, folks?
There's plenty. There's
so many. It's hard
we probably could have done like 5 or 10.
My problem is I don't think about people I know super well.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Not like I like them. I care about them, but it's just like when I think about MMA as like a whole picture, I usually like the people who I know are real people. They like don't pop into my head.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I think of the people that I like have on weird random pedestals because I've never met them in my entire life. You know?
I get them. I totally get that. Well, on that note, I have to go. And can I leave you two kids alone? Are you?
I don't know.
Bad blood here? Are we gonna be okay, Dave?
Okay.
I might call Grant to be on the show.
Chris, this is great. Elle had a softball pitch to her and swung and missed.
Grab Grant. Grant can come in for 10 minutes. I'll go make him food. He just got.
I love it.
Yeah. I want to see Grant Dawson.
I
have to go.
Maddie, you're the best. Maddie, great show today. You brought your A game.
Great job.
Maddie, you brought your A game.
It's what I do. It's what I do. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.
There we go. What unbelievable. I think Grant would absolutely love this. I think Grant would. Guys, we have Jose Shorty Torres coming on in 20 minutes, 2:15 p.m. on the East Coast.
No G today, correct?
Huh?
No Jillian today?
No G. Yeah. No advertising over. Maybe you should check out the Fight Bananas channels.
I do my best, Dave. Maybe you should try to keep my training schedule for 2 weeks. See how you feel.
Hey, you want 4 kids on Labor Day go to Disney World?
No.
Oh my goodness. Let me see
no, I don't. Anderson, Chris Weidman, Uriah Hall leg break curse.
Dude, your stuff is everywhere.
The Dustin thing?
Yeah.
It's blowing up.
Woo! Elle, Dawson,
I'm looking at it
breaking
on
news.
IG. It's not doing that. It's not everywhere on IG yet. Is everywhere on Facebook?
Yeah, I see you getting shared like crazy.
Let's go.
Also, another weird one is Twitter's. Dude, Twitter for MMA news, it's kind of funny. Like they love Twitter. MMA people love Twitter for some reason.
Twitter's wild. You know who has an insane Twitter is Marvin Vittori.
Really?
Like just totally unhinged. Like we need to go through, like there's some gold in Marvin Vittori's Twitter feed.
We should just go through his feed and just comment on it.
All of them. What are you doing, Dave? Just looking. I'm waiting for Grant to come in here.
We have so what I'm doing right now. Tonight is our first soccer practices for the girls and my son Dylan. So I got 16 soccer moms literally texting me all day long about making sure what time it is, what field it is. So I'm becoming a soccer dad / coach. This is no. Come on, dude, Leprechaun. You're getting
Dave coaches.
Vittori is not a bum. Vittori, for one, is an awesome fighter and a funny guy.
Very funny guy, but it's okay. Leprechaun thinks everybody's a bum, apparently.
I know, dude. You know, I miss. Remember last week? Didn't we have a Dana White wannabe on the comments? He was so funny, so funny.
Oh yeah, that was funny. I forgot about that guy. Where's he been? He needs to pop back in.
I know. I miss him. I'm just catching myself. All right, so you are going to San Diego, California in the next couple of days.
Yes, I am. I am going to San Diego.
Are you actually flying with Dakota?
No, she's actually not going till Friday, I think. So I'm leaving Thursday, so I can help Asia with her weight cut and stuff. So,
very cool.
There it is. Yeah, this didn't not ever happen. Brendan Allen. Yeah, that fight has never happened. And here's Grant. Hop on. I'm gonna swap for a few minutes.
Okay. Does he know any of the background of the story I'm about to say?
No.
What's up, brother?
Go for it.
What's up, dude? All right. So we just had maybe the funniest thing happen in our show's history. So during the week, Grant, I asked the girls if they could change any UFC outcome of all time, what would they change? Right? So Maddie goes first. Your wife went second. I went third. So Maddie picked Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov. They would switch that. She had Conor knocking out Khabib. Khabib loses. He doesn't go undefeated. Conor's rise kind of keeps going. That's a good one. That's a pretty good one, right? Your lovely wife said she had Cain Velasquez not getting knocked out by Junior Dos Santos on Fox. So then that heavyweight run is the greatest run in the history of the sport. 13 straight wins, all that.
Greatest heavyweight to ever exist, by the way. Just go on.
I'm happy you're on. We can talk about that next. But the right answer, and there's only one answer, is Grant Dawson versus Bobby Green. How does your wife not pick Grant Dawson? You're the answer. Brother.
Yeah. I mean, I have a better
because
answer.
I'm not saying this. What's that?
I would pick Chael Sonnen not getting triangled by Anderson Silva in their first fight.
Dude, that's a great one too. That's a great one. But then, Grant, you probably like this. You love this answer. I'm not even joking you. If I honestly had a magic ball, you would be number 8 in the world right now because you would have already fought again and beaten you would have beaten Matt Barola or Patty Pimblett or Dan Hooker. You would have beaten one of those three. You would have been 8 or 6. So that's my answer. But if you would have said one of those iconic ones, and that's a great one too, Grant. To me, the right answer is Dustin Poirier finishing the story against Islam Makhachev. That's the answer.
That's a good one too.
Like
that's a good one too.
Because I really think he retires His wife, his daughter in the cage, they cry together. Story over. Finish the story. It's done.
Yeah. I agree. But there's a lot of things that come along with changing these outcomes, because we say storybook ending, we say it would have been an incredible Dustin might have fought again. He might have gone on a Chuck Liddell style ending to ruin his legacy. We never know what.
You're good. You broke in and out. I kind of missed the last thing.
Well, I was just saying that, like, if Dustin retires after beating Islam, greatest story of all time, would he have, though?
Right.
And that's not anything on Dustin. I'm just money talks. Money talks.
Yeah.
He likes money. I like money. We all love money. You throw enough money out there, the rematch is huge. Maybe he doesn't win the rematch, and then he just wants to go out on a win, and then it's just so many things could happen. The sport is so unforgiving when it comes to careers. And so the example that I give is TJ Dillashaw failed one drug test, and he can never live down. His career is ruined. The fans hate him for no reason. John Jones has failed multiple drug tests and is the greatest of all time. So, it's just like Anderson Silva, I think, was greater than GSP. GSP just knew when to get out of the game, and Anderson didn't. I think Anderson beats I'm blanking on who he beat before he fought Chris Weidman and that whole situation happened. Or even he loses to Chris Weidman, in the first one he was showboating and he gets knocked out. He comes back, he breaks his shin. I think if he had left under those circumstances, people would still think he's the greatest. Yeah, he was the greatest. He broke his shin bone on a kick, and then he was toying with the guy and got knocked out. Like, he's still the greatest. But then coming back and losing 8 fights or whatever it is. I think a better question you can ask on the show is, if you could snap your finger and change one rule of MMA, anything, what would it be?
Ooh, if I can change one rule.
And that goes down to, you can have more judges, you could have open scoring, 12-6 elbows, completely legal. Any rule, you snap your fingers and it's instantly changed worldwide. What rule would you change and why?
The first thing it's such a good question, brother, and let's run with it. The thing that just pops in my head right away is open scoring. I think we need to see a scoreboard. The UFC's on ESPN. That's it. So it's NFL and MLB and NBA. You always see a scoreboard. I just think it'll be good for the sport. Dawson versus Hooker in round 2, and it says Dawson 9, Hooker. Dawson 10, Hooker 9. I think that's good for the sport.
Right. I agree. I think one thing that I would change, like, immediately is more judges. Convincing 2 people that you want to fight is not that difficult. Convincing 3 out of 5 there, and at least you got more viewpoints. And I would like 3 judges don't have TV screens. 2 judges have TV screens.
Oh, you already? So that's a fun one. This is so fun. I like the opposite. I heard this once. You can have 5 or 7 judges. They should be in the arena, but in the back watching the monitor. Because all the time, if you're fighting Paddy Pimblett in England and Paddy Pimblett does this and it doesn't hit you, but it's like, ooh, the judges can be persuaded like Paddy Pimblett did hit you, because the fans are going ooh and ah. And then you do something awesome. You get a great body shot to the body and it's nothing. But if you see it on the TV and kind of feel it, and of course, the commentators say, wow, Grant Dawson rips the body again. You're kind of hearing it and feeling it. If you're there live.
I do think there's a double-edged sword when you're talking about that, though, because then there's also less accountability for the judges. They feel safer We all know that the guy who's online behind his computer screen is much more likely to say something stupid or racist or mean because there's no immediate consequence. At least if, okay, so you take Patty Pimblett out of it, it's a close decision. And these guys know this crowd is going to start booing if I get this wrong. Whereas you don't really have to deal with that. It comes and goes. Have 5 judges, have 3 ringside, have 2, on the outside. There's just so many things that we could do. And the thing that pisses me off is that we have 52 shows a year. We have 52 shows a year, whatever it is. And we aren't trying these things. I'm down for trying. I'm down for you get a disclosure. Hey, do you want to fight on this Vegas card? Yes, I do. Just so you know, knees to a downed opponent are legal for the entire show. No need, 100% legal. We want to see how many more knockouts there are. We want to see how many more cuts there are. We want to see if it changes the sport at all. Hey, are you in for Paris? Yeah, I'm in for Paris. Just so you know, Paris has open scoring. So everyone will know what the score is. We want to see how the judge. Hey, this show has 5 judges. I think that we have so many shows a year. Why are we not testing these things out?
I totally agree, Grant. I can't even agree with more. And to me, the perfect thing, instead of like changing it in the big leagues, if you want to say Paris or a UFC show, they should be doing this on the Dana White Contender Series. It's a great, kind of like middle ground, like a transition. Hey, guys, we're doing this. And then if it really does work here, now we're going to make this into the next level. And for the fighters, there's so many. You're one of them. There's so many of you guys go through the Contender Series. It almost gives you a little bit of a buffer on the regional. You're maybe not doing it. You got on the Contender Series. Hey, guys, we're going to have soccer kicks. Hey, guys, 12-6 elbows, whatever it is. Contender Series, we're allowed. And then it worked. We're going to the big leagues with it.
And I've been saying for years, that the Contender Series needs to be its own show. And
me too.
I brought this up in a conversation I was having with the UFC staff, and they were like, you don't really know what goes behind the Contender Series. Like there's so much like work and stuff that goes behind that. I was like, yes, I agree. You hire more people. You have Sean Shelby does not touch the matchmaking of the Contender Series. It's Joe Blow or whoever it is. And you're getting that guy really good at matchmaking and looking at new talent. So when Sean Shelby is ready to lay down his pen, you've got somebody that can step right up. 2, the guys in the UFC don't have to worry so much because they have these influx of let's be real, 50 fighters coming in every year of the Contender Series. They're signing the loser. They're signing the winner. They're signing the guy that missed weight. They're signing this. They're signing that. They're signing the dude's uncle because he's cool and fought in the backyard once. And it's just, there's so many people getting, don't make them sign. There's a Contender Series belt. There's a Contender Series every Tuesday, every other Tuesday, whatever it is throughout the year. And you win, you don't just get a contract. It's, hey, you've won. Stay in good shape. If somebody backs out, you're in. Or you have a guy like Bo Nickel. Yeah. I don't like using Bo because he is that level. Let's pretend that Bo is not as good as he is. But he's a superstar in wrestling. You want to build him a little bit more. You keep him on the Contender Series. He beats up a bunch of guys that are at his experience level. Now he's coming into the UFC instead of being 3-0 with 3 knockouts. Maybe he's 10-0. God forbid he's 10-1. He's got that experience. He's got that. Yeah. I've lost before. Yeah. I've done this. I've got the belt. I've fought 5 rounds before. Get him in that little bit of experience. And then you've got more room to sign these wrestlers that you want, or these WWE guys, hey, we want to give, not Brock Lesnar. What was the other? CM Punk. We want CM Punk's fame, but he's clearly not going to beat anybody in the UFC. Contender Series. He goes 0-10 in the Contender Series. Everybody's watching.
Love this. I love this idea. We'll go back to it too, but I want to hit on this because I totally disagree. Open score won't change how judges judge. I totally agree. It will show us just how judges are bad. But I totally agree with that statement. But my point back to, let's just use Grant Dawson versus Dan Hooker. Huh?
I'd go on. I disagree.
My point is, yeah, me too. Totally. If Grant Dawson is fighting Dan Hooker And Grant, you're Francis Marshall versus the kid that he fought, right? We all thought Francis Marshall won round 1. We all thought he dominated. Towards the end of the round, the other guy from New York kind of fought a little bit, but we all thought Francis Marshall won. At the end of that round, the judges go Marshall 10. Or, God forbid, if they go Marshall 9, now Francis knows, holy shit, I can't do that. I got to change. I got to switch it up. I got to fight a different way. Whatever I did, I thought I won, and the judges didn't. I got to switch. It's not saying that they're bad judges or good judges. They thought that round or the way that I'm fighting didn't win. So I got to change. Like,
yeah.
Wouldn't Grant, you want to know you and Elle forever think this way. You don't want to know 30 years from now, Elle's like, oh, I never wanted a kid. It's too late. You want a kid. You want a kid together. You want a family. Like, you want to know right away if the judges are good or bad.
Here's my argument on that as well. I'm going to give you a quick example, and then Elle's going to jump back on. James Krause fought a man named Trevin Giles. He takes the dude down in 30 seconds. He has his back for the entire round. So for 4 minutes and 30 seconds, he's got control on the back, not just taking it on the back, right? Two judges obviously score that for him. And Trevin Giles' teammate was the other judge and scored it for Giles. If we have open scoring where it flashes up on the screen, that would not have happened. This guy would not have said, oh, nobody's going to know. So if the next 2 rounds are close, nobody's going to know that I gave him this round.
Right.
You know, and that same judge scored the 3rd round for James, which was so close. And I personally had James losing the 3rd round. So now you're saying I'm going to score the 3rd round for James because that way all 3 scorecards are 29-28. We don't have a 30-27 in there. That way nobody really knows that I'm the one that did this. Right. If you have that scorecard flash up on the screen and it says, you know, Trevin Giles' teammate scores this round for for Travis or whatever his name is, then he's like, oh shoot, the crowd's going to boo me. I'm going to get soda cans thrown at me. You know, this is why I can't be a judge. If Dakota is fighting Khabib Nurmagomedov and I'm one of his judges, he's getting 10-8s across the board. I don't give a fuck. Like, he's not losing a round. That's why I can't be a judge. That's why teammates can't be judges. So that's I think if you have open scoring and it says Natalie Bird scores so-and-so for not Francis Marshall, you get a whole crowd going, dude, what the fuck is this lady watching? And then I think they shape up a bit.
Grant, this was a spur of the moment 15 minutes, probably the best 15 minutes on the show. Always appreciate you. And lastly, I hear Dakota might be coming into the octagon really soon, or a squared circle really soon, I hear.
A squared circle? Is that even a real thing?
Isn't Dakota getting back into it?
He's got a fight coming up, but it's not just a normal MMA fight.
Oh, it's not? Okay. I thought it was. Never mind. We'll talk about it because he hit me up on something else.
Yeah, I think that was just hearsay. I don't think he has anything.
Oh, okay. So that's not happening.
No, but he has a fight against a former UFC guy. He's fighting. What's the dude's name? That fought Khabib for his debut.
What's his name?
I can't think of his name.
Gleison Tebow?
No, he's our teammate. What's his name? He fought Khabib for his pro day or not his UFC debut. 1-1, lost 2. Khabib. What's his freaking name?
I'm looking it up right now.
Wow.
Well, that's who he's fighting in November. So I gotta go eat.
Okay.
Thank you so much for having me on the show, brother.
Later, brother.
Appreciate you.
Grant Dawson, everyone. There we go. Appreciate you. Phew, what a good. Dude, you missed it. Elle, that was good.
I heard a lot of it through the door, but like Dawson hit the nail on the head. You can experiment whenever because it's one card and you're going to have another card the next week. So if something doesn't work, just go back to the old way. Like that's what I don't get. Like I feel like you can test anything. Yeah. Hang on. I'll tell you exactly who Dakota is fighting. As soon as my internet decides to start working. Daryl Horcher.
I was gonna say you're actually.
What's
Who?
up? Daryl Horcher.
Daryl Horcher. Okay.
Daryl
I would have
Horcher.
not got that.
He was in for a little bit.
Well.
He didn't have too many UFC fights, I don't think. But yeah.
I would assume probably Grant have asked you this 100 times. You probably had conversations, but I would love your answer. If you had to change one rule in the UFC, what would it be?
I used to be open scoring, but lately I've been
that's
on.
what I said.
I love the idea of open scoring, but lately I've been on it. This is taken straight from Mike Brown. I will not take credit for this, but changing the way they penalize cage grabs, like the fence grab. So if you stop a takedown, you don't get to stay on your feet. Whoever lost the takedown because of the foul, they get to choose either top half or side control. Like they won't give you something like crazy dominance, like guard half or side control. You get to pick. Like if you stop a takedown because you grab the fence, you should not get to stay on your feet because that is a huge advantage and a reason to keep. If all you do is lose a point, why would you not? And you're fighting somebody that's better than you on the ground. Why wouldn't you grab the fence?
So true. I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
Does the UFC see it? Like they have to match the rules with the year, kind of like NFL matches rules changes to seasons and makes no changes in season. I'm not sure I understand the question.
I get what he's saying, and we have our next guest coming in. I think what he's saying is like you have a rule, and then like just say February 10th, that rule. You go forward, right? It's like a new season or what, you know what I mean? Whatever.
But the problem is there are no seasons. So yeah, I guess that would be the way to do it. And that's kind of what they're doing. They decided the 12 to 6 elbows and what qualifies as a downed opponent changes on a particular day in November. So, and moving forward, it'll be different. Yeah,
for sure.
I guess you could call it a season.
Our next person, veteran of the sport, love what he says. I've talked with this guy, I would say probably into the 5 to 7 year range, always gracious with his time. Has a funny nickname with this. I can see in the bottom here. Is fighting for Brave. In the news lately with stuff with Mokayev. I know he's in the podcasting business. Always love talking to him. Bring him back for the first time in a long time. The tallest Shorty, Jose Torres. My man, how are you?
I got a big head and purple hair spikes up, so it helps out a lot. But everything as well. And I'm just waiting for a fight. And you heard the whole Muhammad Mokayev call out. Like, it only makes sense. It only makes sense. I was the first ever 2-time IMF world champ. He followed up in the junior division, and then he did well in Brave. I was a UFC veteran, and then he ended up dominating the UFC. And I ended up being the Brave bantamweight champion. Plus, I have a win over a guy who was higher ranked than Muhammad Mokayev. So, I mean, stylistically, if he wants to get back in the UFC, I think it's a smart fight to take, but it's also a scary one as well.
Speaking of getting back into the UFC, is that something that you are interested in? And what are your thoughts on him being released?
I mean, I definitely have some crazy thoughts on him being released because you got to think about it. He's 23 years old, 23, 24 years old. He's a kid with 1 million followers. He's a kid who's undefeated with, I think, 34, 35 straight wins. Like, in his head, again, and we're all older than he is, I believe, where at that time, we all thought we were this. Like, our hopes and dreams are going to be that. We're going to do all these crazy things. And he has done it. So you think about all the power he has in his mind. Like, dude, this kid is on top of the world. So, yeah, he's going to be a little reckless. Like, look at John Jones. Look at Conor McGregor. And they're older and they're being reckless. Just imagine that same power at 23. So when the UFC is like, oh, we can't, he's allowed to handle this, that. It's like, I just think more it's an excuse because he's a flyweight compared to, the popular weight classes like lightweight or even light heavyweight, stuff like that. But he's a kid, man. So you have to kind of expect that from a 23-year-old that has nothing but power. So I feel like, yeah, he probably might have gone too far here and there. But when it comes to too much to handle, dude, yeah, he had a little problem with my Manel Cape backstage. Dude, Jocelyn Edwards and Eileen Perez fought at the UFC PI. Masvidal was punching random people after interviews. Nate Diaz just kind of does that for fun. So the fact is, you're going to cut this kid for, sucker punching some guy to possibly promote a fight? Whatever. So I'm not a huge fan of it, but also you got to think about it, dude, he's undefeated and you had to let him go when his contract ended because you can't cut him when he's winning. Like logistically, you can't contract wise, you can't cut him when he's winning. There's no reason. If he loses, even if it's just one loss and he has 20 billion fights in his contract, hey, he didn't perform his job, you can cut him. But for me, getting back in the UFC, I think the only time they would want me back is the flyweight division. Given I'm cutting down the flyweight anyways, just because I lost the bantamweight championship for Brave, it'd be cool to be a two-weight class champion like I was in Titan. Go back down to flyweight, hopefully win that, and then maybe move back up to bantamweight and be a simultaneous champ again like I did in Titan FC. But me, I just want to fight some of the best names, and since I'm not fighting for the belt at bantamweight anymore, might as well go down and see where it goes. And it just so happened Mokaev came in, and he's a brother. I treat him like a little brother too, and he's, he texts me before every fight, and it's when I want to fight someone, it's honorable. It's not like, oh, you suck, this, that, I want to use your name. I'm like, dude, you're a fun fight. Like, no offense to Brave, but no one knew Ilya Temporia, no one knew Muhammad Mokaev, no one knew, Kazmat Chimaev until they left Brave. They were all phenomenal fighters still until they left Brave and made a name in the UFC. For me, my opponent that I lost to in Kostin Ndebele, he's a great fighter. Obviously, I lost to him, but no one knows him yet. Hopefully later on, he makes a UFC or one or whatever the case may be and creates a name. But I need to fight name opponents. I'm 32. I want to create some type of legacy. I don't want to fight these fighters that are good. And again, I'm not putting them down. They just don't have a name. And Mokaev has that name. And since I'm not in the UFC, I can't fight a Sugar Sean O'Malley or a Marab or whoever the case may be. I want to fight some fun people. Hell, I have a win over Amir Albazi, and no one knew who he was when he was 11-0 when I fought him. But now he's ranked number 2 in the UFC, fighting Brandon Moreno next. It's like, oh my gosh, Amir Albazi, blah blah blah. It's like, oh well, he has one loss, and that's under Shorty Torres.
I love it.
You're talking about them releasing Mokaev because he's a flyweight not getting the recognition it deserves. Obviously the UFC went through a season where they were talking about cutting the division. Mm-hmm. I feel like that kind of timeline overlapped a little bit with your stint in the UFC. Do you feel like that had a lot to do with like them just not giving you that second opportunity? Like, what are your thoughts on where the division is going?
Fun fact, I was actually the very first person to get cut during that flyweight demise, and I, sadly, was the one that started it, because when I fought the same night DJ lost to Cejudo, we both ended up losing, and that was my first loss. That was his first loss as a champion. And DJ, being, I think, an 11-time title defender, he's like, I don't feel like winning it. I feel like I can get more money somewhere else. I don't have the respect that I want to, like the other champions in different weight classes. Again, DJ was the most dominant champion, not just at flyweight, but in UFC's history. But no one really knew that. No one really recognized that because he was a flyweight. There's not much promotion on the West for the small guys. And so he had the opportunity to go to ONE FC because his contract was up anyways. The contract clause was over since he lost. And even though Dana was talking smack about Ben Askren, was talking smack to DJ since he wouldn't fight TJ Dillashaw because he wanted to bump down, DJ had the rifle saying of like, hey, I don't want to fight him. I want to make sure he makes weight first, have him fight whoever. Number 2, I don't care, fight number 10. Just make sure he makes weight, and then I'll fight him after that. But they wanted to give TJ the immediate title shot for becoming another double weight class champion, since that was like the big thing at the time with Connor, DC and all these different weight classes. DJ got traded for Ben Askren. Ben Askren, no offense to him, was way out of his prime. ONE FC was like, yeah, dude, we don't even want you anymore because it doesn't make sense for us. And so Dana was talking smack about Ben Askren, but still traded DJ for Ben Askren. And then obviously he had his little stint in the UFC. But I looked at it this way, and I was making mental health videos, and I decided to kind of put out my little opinion of DJ being traded. I was like, we have the UFC's best champion in history, in DJ, 11-time, 12-time defending, however many times. But he was rarely ever a main event. I think he was twice a main event out of those 12 title fights. And you're going to trade him for a guy who's easily way out of his prime that you talk smack about? Dude, we don't have a Conor McGregor in the weight class. We don't have a Kobe coming to the Masvidal, all these big name fighters. I think they're going to start cutting the weight class because it doesn't make sense. You look at Dustin Ortiz. I think he was a multiple-time UFC veteran, lost to Joseph Benavidez to get that title shot. Joseph Benavidez already fought twice for the title and lost, so they were going to give it to him again. And that was Dustin's last fight in the contract. And they go, hey, we'll give you we can't give you your usual, but we'll keep you in the division, but we're going to start you back off at the UFC contract of maybe 10-10, 12-12, whatever the case may be. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm going to go sign for the promotion. So he signed for Brave. And again, rightfully so. But you look at, Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno, dude, he was just, a Mexican that, the dollar's way, worth more than the peso. And he's like, wait, you're going to pay me a little less than what I'm making? Because at the time he's probably making 20-20. He's like, wait, I'm going to start back at 10-10. Dude, I don't care. I'm in the UFC. I'll use it to get sponsorships. And good for him. He got sponsored by Legos and all that stuff. But he invested in the UFC and got, the chance to be a champion. But sadly, again, not belittling him because he's a friend of mine, but he won it at the smallest weight class. They just needed exciting stuff. That's why they had him and Figueiredo fight 4 times, because they needed some type of excitement in the weight class. So I don't say they're going to cut the weight class again, but it's also still the smallest one, and not just saying weight-wise. Like, we don't have a roster like the lightweight division, the light heavyweight division, or all these bigger weight classes. So that's why you see Steve Urshett getting a fight over Muhammad Mokaev, when Muhammad Mokaev was, I think at the time, he was 7-0 in the UFC with 5 finishes, give or take. And it's like, why did Steve Urshett get the title shot? Because Steve, his last fight, he ended up winning by a knockout against Matt Schnell. It's just exciting, something they can promote. He's fresh off a knockout. You look at the Japanese fighter who finished Alex Perez. They were already in talks, even though it was an injury default in the fight. They're like, oh, man, let's give him a title shot. It's like, but what? No, dude, sadly, it was injury. Like, he looked good, sure, but Alex Perez was winning, all this stuff. And because the Japanese fighter has a big name and won, because of the finish, they're like, we're going to give him the fight, given I think he has a fight against Brandon. I can't remember There you go. He's fighting Brandon Royval. So I'm like, okay, cool. At least that one makes sense. And then whoever wins will hopefully get the title shot against, I can't remember the champion's name. There you go. I miss him. I love him. But, so we'll see what happens. But I'm not a fan of how the flyweight division is going. But me cutting back down the flyweight and winning gives me the opportunity to go, hey, it's a dying division. Let me revitalize it. Let me have some fun. And hopefully you give me the second chance. Because I put my name out there about that whole DJ video was the reason why I got cut. It wasn't because I lost. It was because I got cut. Or because I talked bad about the company and got released. It wasn't bad. It was an assumption. I just so happened to be right. You can't fault me for, accidentally telling the truth.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're like, oh, maybe they're cutting the division. They're like, yep, you.
Yeah, no, I got really screwed because, again, I had this great resume, all that stuff. But if I was any other weight class, especially obviously not a flyweight, dude, if I was any other weight class, I would have been paid respectfully, or if not, would have been called to the UFC a lot sooner. Now, when I got called to the UFC, I had already 10 calls. The only problem is, and I don't know if matchmakers just didn't listen to me or didn't care, but I had a broken hand. I had a torn MCL. And they're like, so you want to fight next week? I'm like, dude, I can't fight for like 4 months, or I can't like do anything for 4 months. I'm like, okay, well, how about when the 4th month starts? I'm like, no, I can't hit the bag until then. Like, dude, come on, like, help me out here. So I received that last minute call against Jared Brooks. I'm like, fine, I'll take it because I kind of have no choice. And then I received the ultimatum to fight Alex Perez literally the next month. I fought, my 2 fights were in 2 months, 9-day notice and a 20-day notice. And for people who know me, the reason why I bumped up the bantamweight, I cut 26 pounds to 28 pounds. So I lost 54 pounds in 2 months as a flyweight. I got red flagged the last fight. They canceled the fight and then brought me back on. They're like, no, we fixed it. And obviously I lost, whatever. I wasn't there mentally right. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have had a better opportunity, but I had the opportunity I was given and I didn't take full advantage of it. So for me, I'm just trying to fight whoever's there and put on the show, but hopefully it's named opponents.
I love it. Dude, and I know I don't want to rewind too much, Jose, but like you said something about Mokaev that I thought was such greatly said about like how he's so young, and sometimes all the time, like there's shelters, there's like boy and girl clubs. Like when you have a troubled teenager, it's not good to be like, hey, I'm kicking him out of the house on the street, because that's when bad shit can happen. You know what I mean? You almost have to hug him and cuddle him more, kind of a thing. And maybe it's one of these things like the UFC, it's like, you might need to hug Mokaev more, or they could have hugged him more and be like, okay, like, I know you're a man. I know you can take care of yourself, but like they do it to Conor, like they cuddle Conor McGregor. So it's like they could have hugged him more, but I think it was greatly said about like they kind of just like kicked him out on his own, and it is what it is. But back, you had anything?
No, I mean, honestly, like, and I'm not like stating that he's being a drama queen, but dude, I was a drama queen when I was 33-0. Like, I get it. Like, dude, I thought I was amazing, So
you think your shit don't stink, yeah.
Yeah, that's just. But you're also a fighter that needs to believe you are the shit. Like that's our sport. If I have any second guess, dude, I might lose. So, especially with him, literally 1 million followers. You have a whole country, if not countries, following you. You are undefeated. You're beating every ranked name. You're doing big things. And then you see Conor, you see all these fighters doing crazy stuff out there, not getting any consequences with it. You know what? I think I could do it too. Let me dabble in it as well. So again, like we were all young ones where we all experimented. That was him experimenting. And obviously the consequence came into play, but there was no warning. Again, I don't know if there was warnings on the side to tell him to calm down and this, that, but from what I see is just, hey, don't do this. Oh, you won your fight, you're released because your contract's up. So it's I don't know. I think it's too harsh of a thing, but I also know that he's definitely learned his consequences and from his actions. But we'll see what happens next. But I know when the UFC makes their decision that they're pretty like, that's it, my foot is down. I don't think I'm gonna second guess myself.
I'm pretty sure. Didn't Mikhaev say, or somebody said that like he like called and said he would fight for free if they would re-sign him or something like that? I don't know if that was confirmed.
No, he said that Dana didn't care. I mean, and that's how he's still young. Like, dude, you don't want to fight for free. Like, no, you don't want to fight for free. Like he has,
and you don't want to say that you said you were going to fight for free. Either,
and, I mean,
he don't have a bargaining chip.
Yeah, and I mean, he has a family too. So, like, dude, you don't fight for free. Like, that's dumb. But the thing is, like, even Dana talked about it at the next press conference again for another fight. He's like, so I don't want that trouble. I don't care if you want to fight for free. I have a lot of guys that want to fight for free. That I can promote, and there's knockouts and this and that. Might not be the same skill or talent as fighters, but if I invest in them long enough, they might get to your skill level. So the fact is, he probably also is getting paid well, especially for the flyweight division. Maybe they don't want to pay him, because again, like I told you with the whole Dustin Ortiz thing, like Dustin was a veteran, multiple time fight veteran, obviously respectfully got paid, moved up the ranks, but when you have a dying division, do you want to waste that type of money? It's like that's kind of how the UFC saw it. And again, it's not, I don't believe, because I'm a fighter, so I'm biased, that you're wasting money. I think we all should get paid more. But when you're in a division that's not being promoted and no one really cares about, given it's also, partly the UFC's fault. I mean, hell, Joseph Benavidez and Sergio Pettis fought in the UFC fight past prelims way before the whole Fox and UFC deal for Sergio to get a title shot. But he lost. But that was in a UFC fight past prelims. Dude, you literally had the number 2 and number 3 guy fighting for a title shot, and you put him as the second fight of the night. Yeah, of course no one's going to watch it. Like, no one, like the average fan doesn't have UFC fight pass.
They probably didn't even know about the fight.
Exactly. So, and then they're like, dude, when did this happen?
As strong. Like, there's just, how are you going to promote that?
So that's the hard part. I mean, I think it takes two to tango. So there's always fault of both parties. Maybe, sometimes more on some side, less on the other. But the fact is, like, it takes two to tango. So, yeah, sometimes we might not be as exciting fighters. But I think, dude, we're fast, we're entertaining, we're explosive. You have some guys that are now starting to be knockout artists, and that's why they're promoting them more. But they're trying to almost make it like Combat Global, where they don't want any takedowns. Even though it's MMA, they were like, dude, it's almost like a Greco or freestyle match. Like, you get a takedown, and we're going to wait like maybe 10 seconds. Oh, nothing happened. All right, let's get back up and start a fight, because they want to see. The average fan doesn't know jiu-jitsu. The average fan knows somebody getting hit and getting knocked out, and that's what they want to see, and that's something that they also had against Muhammad Mokaev because he was a high-level wrestler.
Jose, like I said, you and I, we've been talking for a long time. I remember talking to you in garages. I remember talking to you at American Top Team 5, 6, 7 years ago. I really love that. I've seen recently on your socials, your podcast and everything that you're doing. So please, tell our field and our audience and our people, our fans, whatever, about your podcast and everything you've been doing lately.
Oh, man, I really hope it doesn't get canceled. We're already on episode 2. Lazy Boys episode comes out tomorrow, which is also a challenge on getting, because he's only Spanish. So getting English subtitles and the other people's getting Spanish subtitles to follow his crowd, because he has 500,000 followers. So you got to, entertain both. But, man, it's become a lot of fun. I've always wanted to have my own show. I have 2 shows now. I have the Shorty Show with Luke Kelly, part of MMA Unhinged, and then I have the Shorty podcast where I'm trying to be the next Joe Rogan, Levine, like kind of a mixture of that, just fun size with purple hair, and just have some fun where it's not just talking about fighting. I want to do the whole System of a Down thing where if you listen to music, it's random bullshit. The point, you kind of snuck in there, back to random bullshit. Like that's fun. I want to have the sandwich
best
theory.
Description of System of a Down music I've ever heard.
Like, go listen to Cigarro. Like, I don't want to say the lyrics because it's very raunchy and they might get this video taken down. But it starts off saying by some crazy stuff. You're like, oh, that caught my attention. Even though I'm not into it, dude, it caught my attention. And then you're like, oh, okay, the point, political point. Back to the random bullshit. Like, that's the fun part. So for me, dude, my first episode, I had Alex Perez on. For people who don't know, Alex Perez gave me my first knockout loss in the UFC and just loss in general in my career. All we did for most part of the episode was talk shit to each other. He's like, oh, but I knocked you out. I was like, yeah, it took you 103 punches, pillow hands. He goes, damn, they do call me pillow hands. But I got the job done. I was like, and we just kept on going, dude. It was a lot of stuff. And then we'd randomly sneak in the topic and then go back to hating each other. So it was a lot of fun. Lazy Boys was a lot of entertaining. We have one. Literally, I don't know if I could really swear on here, but we have one shit story with Cameron Else where I'm pretty sure if it was during COVID times that he could have gone to prison. Like he played pranks on people that you were just like we're listening to it. We're like, dude, I'm pretty sure if this was now, you'd be in jail. Like I'm pretty damn certain you'd be in jail. Like there were so many things that, and again, like I'm friends with everybody, so it ends up being locker room talk, So like, okay, for example, I had a video that got taken down this weekend that was about Daniel Hoover, Lazy Boy, and all the fighters inside this house. I stayed at the upper management house, which I call the Mexican house. It's literally everyone from Mexico, and there's 8 to 9 people here in a 3-bedroom place. Like my bed is on the floor. Like that's how many like people are here. 3 bathrooms, all that stuff, but it's all dudes. And one of the questions was like, so, my co-host just randomly jumped out. I don't know why he was so excited to ask this. He goes, so when and where do you masturbate in the house? And I was like, what? But I was like, oh, wait, actually, that's a good question because no one has the same schedule. It's not like we all leave the house the same time and come back at the same time. Like it's all very, like right now, I think I'm by myself. I think. Dude, I could be flapping it somewhere right now. Somebody walks in like,
this is prime time. Then you're missing it.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, I appreciate it. See, talking about fight bananas. We'll be fighting my banana later. But the fact is, dude, I was like, they started talking. So okay, so they're gonna get back to the point because my ADHD ass goes off on tangents. So I guess one of the fighters, I won't say who, was decided to like, oh damn, I have the house to myself. Let me put on the whatever's on my phone on the TV because technology, bigger screen, dude, that's pretty damn awesome. Anyways, so he's fucking going out of town to do whatever, and then some of the guys come in obviously when he's done, and they're like, dude, why you look so happy? He goes, oh yeah, sorry, no, I just kind of finished myself off a little bit. And they're like, dude, we have cameras in the house. And so this house is almost like a reality show. We have cameras in the garage, in the living room, at the front door, outside at the garage. So they're like good professional cameras. Like you ever see the home cameras, like the doorbell ones? Like they're but way, way better. You hear the audio, you see everything perfectly. Like it's like us right now, the whole HD thing. And we're like, dude, we have cameras here. And then we ended up texting the manager, like, hey, can you look at the camera from this time and this day? And they ended up finding the film. So we had it stored somewhere. So if we want to blackmail someone, we're going to get you. Now, but it's just one of those things that like, we're like, dude, so it ends up becoming a reality show. So anyways, we posted that, again, Locker Room Talk on my podcast. And we made a reel about it. And I guess it was a little too raunchy for Instagram. So it got taken down. But it had, I think in 24 hours, I think it had 30 to 40,000 views. It got shared 800 times, and I'm only on my second podcast episode. The only hard part, I would love some advice, David, for both of you actually, is how the hell do you get people to transfer from Instagram to YouTube? All they got to do is subscribe. Dude, help me monetize. All you got to do is this. But They just want to see the real, and they're like, all right, I saw the trailers of the movie. I'm good. And it's like, come on, dude. Like, just hop over, subscribe. That's it.
YouTube's hard. It
It is
requires
hard.
more
And-
steps. Facebook, I feel like Facebook is easier, and Instagram because it's one follow button. But
Yeah.
YouTube requires more steps. It's like, oh, okay, I see the video. All right, I've watched the whole video. I like the video. It's like now you have to remember to go all the way to their profile and hit subscribe. Like it's just more steps and more time.
It's so fun. She's 100% right. And this is actually our second YouTube channel. Our first one was better. It got hacked. We lost it. It's sad. It is what it is. But dude, and I think you know this, like we talked about our Facebook channel, we have 463,000 followers. It's crazy. And it's like, I probably don't put it often enough, but it's like, here's our YouTube channel, guys. Just subscribe right here. That's all we have to do. You would think, if 1% does that, that's 4,600, like 1%. And they don't. It's very hard.
Are we only on YouTube today? We're only on YouTube. Are we only on YouTube today?
Yeah, we're trying to do that. We're trying to
people watch the YouTube.
For sure.
Money through Meta now. Like we got a revenue stream through Meta. It's awesome, but now we're trying to create other revenue streams.
Dude, the crazy thing is, like, I'm a dude, so this is saying a lot. It's easier to get me to get followers on OnlyFans than it is on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's the same. It's the same amount of steps. It's the same amount of steps, dude. The same amount of steps. Yeah, no, I have OnlyFans. I was being real there. But so if you want, subscribe, Jose Shorty Torres. But
is it an MMA OnlyFans or is it a OnlyFans?
It is. Wait, let me think about it. It is an MMA OnlyFans. It just so happens that I'm wearing MMA shorts most of the time. So, yeah.
So there's a little crossover.
When you don't have a fight for so much, like, again, this is my little rant complaint here. I fought in May, sadly lost. I was gonna fight in August. All right. For people who don't know, when you fight and this is your full-time job, that becomes your savings account. That's your budget. When you have no fight, you slowly start biting out of that savings account. August, no fight. I was in Mexico training. Then I came to Vegas. Oh, no fight. Okay. Oh, we're moving you to September, but no exact date. Okay, cool. I moved everything, paid coaches, traveled, all that stuff. And then they're like, oh, dude, sorry. Actually, we're going to fight you in December. That's 4 more months. So what is that? Let's see, May. So June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Plus, I fought May 5th. So that's a whole extra month. That's 8 months. Yeah, 8 months without pay. So for me, I'm going to start showing some bananas on OnlyFans very, very soon. Because, fuck, like, dude, this is getting ridiculous. So, yes, it's so.
Talk for me.
Yeah, as long as you pay, dude, I'll show you pretty much about any 20. I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
Hey, that you're in the right. You gotta get in the podcast business, dude. There is a ton of money in podcasting. If it's the content or sponsorships, there's so much in between. So there's a lot of stuff there for sure.
So hear me out. This is for the female in the room. Did you go to college?
Yeah.
How many times do you think about being a stripper because money was tight? Really?
0.
Oh, good for you.
I'm good.
Good for you. I'm glad you had a healthy, great childhood. But for most of me and my friends, or at least the women in my life, might just be my taste of women. But the women in my life that were in college were like, dude, college sucks. Like, it's so expensive to do everything. Like, I could just be a stripper and make so much money. And then as a guy, I'm like, yeah, dude, go be a stripper. Like, 1, I would love to see you naked. But then 2, like, it's so easy for women to make money because all you got to do is strip, or now, especially OnlyFans. The only problem is there goes your morals. You're throwing that right out the window. And then you're like, I don't know if I want to do it, this, that. I used to talk smack. I'm like, dude, it's easy. Just go show a titty. Like, you'll be fine. Like, you make $20, dude, that's great.
At least now, in a strip club, you're limited to a small community that knows you're a stripper. OnlyFans, it's like the internet is forever, guys.
Yeah,
which is part of the reason
releasing.
I'm very like.
But hear me out.
Anti that, but I'm a little anti that.
The reason why I'm saying that is because I used to make fun of the women. Like, dude, it's not that hard. Just flop. There you go. You made some money, and then there's gonna be a bunch of guys, especially OnlyFans. You're gonna make so much more money. Now I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to show that stuff. And I'm like, oh, damn it. I feel like the women I used to make fun of that I'm like, oh, you should just go do it. Now I'm like contemplating life. I'm like, oh, dude, I got my own foundation. I sponsor people. Like, I don't want to do that. You know, my freaking bananas flying around everywhere, you know? So yeah, I don't know. So, you know, it's life. So that's my struggle right now of trying to find a fight. So Brave, dude, find me a fight. I don't care if it's Mom Mokayev. I don't care if it's
you and Makayev. That's the fight to make.
See, I highly doubt he's going to take it. Now, see, it's the fight to make. Is he going to take it? Respectfully, I don't believe so. Like, it doesn't make sense. Him and I have already talked, and he didn't acknowledge. Like, he goes, "Oh yeah, it sounds like a smart fight, or it sounds like a reasonable fight to take," but he never said yes or no. So I'm like, fuck, you know. So for me, I don't care who I fight. Like, I'm at the point in my career where I almost feel like a journeyman, where I have the resume, but I'm like, dude, no one wants to fight me. How the hell does no one want to fight me? Like, especially I'm being the only American and Brave. Like, if you beat me, it looks good in your resume. I don't see why, because I have a name. So I don't see why not. And I have purple hair. Like, who doesn't want to punch a guy with purple hair? So, you know, have you ever seen Despicable Me too? Dude, it's fucking phenomenal. But the thing is, like, I just want to fight and I need some money. Like, I'm in the process of possibly selling my car because I need some money, you know? So my banana is going to be flaunting and everything. So when you see some raunchy stuff on me, I'm like,
just remember,
you just put out this podcast.
Not gay, but $20. He will take $20.
Dude, I'll do some raunchy stuff for $20. Like, but I gotta charge inflation now. So it was like $30. Dude, I'll do some fucked up shit. So excuse my language, excuse my French.
Oh my goodness. This is by far our least family friendly show in a while.
A lot of banana talk. Jose, plug your podcast. Where can they find you? What's your YouTube channel?
So the YouTube channel is the Shorty Podcast, or the Shorty Show Podcast. The Instagram, the Shorty Show Pod. Mine, Jose Shorty Torres, and I appreciate all the support. That's all we say. We can, we will. Together we are Team Shorty. So if you help sponsor me on OnlyFans, oh gosh, it would be great. I can keep my car, and man, I just appreciate love support. I hope to do the show again. I'm sorry that it might get taken down. And sorry for all the families, and hopefully no children are watching this. And yeah, it was a great adventure. Now I got to go choke out lazy, so it'll be a fun time and possibly choke. Anyways, I'm not even gonna finish that sentence.
Jose, man, great catching up with you, brother. Talk soon, all right? Definitely keep in touch, all right, brother?
Nice to meet you.
Okay, guys.
Jose Shorty Torres. There we go. That was awesome.
What a character. What a character.
I
wanted to put this up while he was talking, but it was such a good conversation. But Chris was right. Podcaster's dream guest. What a great dude.
I didn't know. I didn't have to come into it. I was like, that was perfect. I feel like my moment earlier, it was definitely I was on the the Grind Drips coffee.
Why is your mug cooler than mine? Was there a dog? I can't see what the cover is. Is it a dog?
It's a dog with a headphones. It's called Frank's Blend. It's a roast.
It's named after Frank. What does it smell like? What's the aroma, Dave?
Very rich, like very
like chocolatey?
No, not chocolatey. I just got myself unblurry.
Oh.
Like very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some strong coffee. I'm really liking the vanilla caramel.
I know you were saying that.
So
good. Yeah, like very. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's
gonna pack a punch,
dude. I was jumping. I brought my camera to the ceiling earlier. It was wild, dude. Grant cracked up. He's like, that was pretty funny.
Did he? Was he upset that I didn't pick him?
So no, of course, this is us. I go, hey, Grant, this is the question I proposed to the girls, and then I want your answer first before I give mine. He goes, okay, cool. I was like, hey, Maddie said Conor versus Habib. He's like, oh, good. I go, oh, your wife said Kane beating Jr. He's like, oh, that's a good one. I go, Grant, what's yours? He's like, dude, Chael Sonnen defeating Anderson Silva.
I heard that. I opened the door. I was like, that's what I should have said.
I was like, that's a good one, Grant. And then he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, no, the answer is you. The answer is you. And Bobby Green, you can see his face. He's like, yeah. And then I go, hey, if it wasn't a part of the family, I go, to me, the real answer, it was my first one. I wrote it down. I go, like, we talked to him, the story, all of it. It was Dustin Poirier beating Makhachev. It wasn't even Poirier beating Khabib, because like that would have been great in the time.
The run after the Khabib fight is what made him where he is now. So I agree. I think the Islam fight is the one you pick for Dustin.
Yeah, that's the story.
Yeah, it is.
There's so many.
The two best answers are Dustin and Chael. Obviously, I'd love for Grant to have won the Bobby Green fight, but I think that he's gonna. I think at the end of Grant's career, I feel like that loss isn't gonna matter. You know, I feel like there are losses that define careers. I don't think that's gonna be one. You know,
I agree with that. I do agree, but I do say, and tell me if I'm wrong, Elle. If he were to ragdoll Bobby Green October of last year, he probably would have fought
Jalen Turner.
Yeah, Jalen Turner, Dan Hooker, Patty Pimblett. He would have beat all three of them. Grant would have been number 5 in the world right now.
I agree. I agree. I think God's got a plan for Grant, though.
I know.
So, and I don't want to rush it. You know,
dude, you ready for this one? I'm just going to go there with it. Terrance McKinney had a lot of good God talk at the first 20 minutes.
Yeah,
a lot of good God talk.
I like. He's seems like he's really like put his life together, you know?
Yeah, peaceful, awesome. Communicated really well. He's got his boy with him. I'm like,
loves his kid, taking care of his boy. And like I love what he said about like just a more consistent camp. Like I'd love to hear more about him. I hope we can have him back on, but I feel like I want to know what more about, because he was said he didn't have like a real structure. And I was like, is that like where you were training? Is that just your lifestyle? Was it lacking structure? You know, like, because I think that's super important for fighters, and it's a good example. You know, it's a great example he's setting for his kid.
This night was lacking structure. Okay,
that night was lacking structure. Okay. Christian, Dave, you got to send Christian a PFL hat.
That's what he wants.
About it, huh?
That's what he wants.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, remember we talked. It was like I can't remember. He messaged me. I'm sorry, Christian. I saw your message. I haven't responded yet. We are going to send you a PFL hat.
Christian D, find me my personal at David Van Auken or the Fight Banaz on IG. Message me your address again. I'll send it out tomorrow. Literally send it out.
It's happening. You had like a killer comment a few weeks ago. Would Grant fight Money Moicano?
Christian, this is yours.
On fighting? Ooh, that's nice.
That's yours.
His take on fighting his teammates. That hat will be great, guys. Awesome. So fighting teammates, I think Grant's opinion is about the same as most of the guys at ATT, that like, if it's not a title, they're probably not going to fight each other. Sometimes it's necessary, you know, like I think where the division was at when Gamrot fought Arman, the fight just made so much sense, you know, but it's just part of it, you know, like sometimes it happens for sure, but I feel like at lightweight, there's so many fights to be made. It shouldn't have to happen that often at lightweight. And I don't think Grant and Moicano want to fight each other if they can help it. They're pretty good friends, you know, like Grant was out of town a couple weeks ago. I like went over to Moicano's house and ate steak with him and his wife and watched the fights, you know, like there are people, you know. Yeah. It sucks to be the reason your friend loses half his paycheck and can't take home money.
And let's just be honest. I will say this out loud. It will never be the same. People will be like, oh, yeah, sure. No. Win or lose, something happens in that fight, and you will say it will be the same. It will never be the same again. You will always feel like
it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to be like, if you're real close with somebody, it'd be really hard to like on either end. Like if you win, you're always going to feel weird around that person. If you lose, there's always going to be a part of you that's like, man, like you took money out of my family, or you took food out of my family's mouth, money out of my pocket, and maybe ended a title, like a run towards a title. Like there's just so much. That's why, like, I feel like the only time teammates should really be fighting each other is if it's for $1 million or a belt.
Yeah.
I just had this conversation with K-Rock yesterday, Dave.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not fighting you unless it's for $1 million or a world title. She's like, $1 million. That's it.
I love it. Chris, I apologize too. When you told me the size, we just didn't have it in stock. I thought it was smaller. So I have some smaller stuff. I just don't have the size. I apologize. But I'm gonna play a video real quick because I should have it on the thing. I don't have it yet, so I'm just gonna make myself screen bigger and then show it on mine. You ready, Elle?
Ready. It has no sound.
Guys, I have the scoop for you. We've all been seeing announcements that Colby Covington is definitely fighting Dustin Poirier. I wanted to hear it from the horse's mouth, though. So today, I texted Dustin Poirier, and he said, absolutely not. He said, that is BS. You can quote me and say that he is not making money from me. There you have it, guys. No fight happening between Dustin Poirier and Colby Covington.
Let me make sure I quoted him correctly. I think that's what did he say?
I love it.
Hang on,
I love
pull
it.
up right now. Dustin's the man, guys. He's such a good human being. Like
he is the man.
There's a reason he's the people's champ. But he said, "You can say I said he'll never make money with me. It's BS." Those are his exact words.
That's a scoop.
That is a scoop because I heard that it was confirmed, and I was like, I know for a fact that Dustin Poirier doesn't think it's confirmed. So let's ask him what's going on. You know. I know you hate this, the whole like, oh, they're targeting this fight. It's like, is it happening?
It's my biggest pet peeve in the industry. I don't even mind if you're wrong. Like, because sometimes stuff like that happens or you hear things and, we all been there, right? Let's just be honest. Maybe Grant will say, hey, I'm hearing this. I'm going to fight this. And then something happens and it gets changed or a date. Dude, I'm not going to joke. Me and Jillian had a fight poster of Canada in the background. She was going to be on the Edmonton show. It got moved. Like, remember, I was like, wait, remember when she announced it on the show? And I was like, kind of weird. I was like, what happened? It got changed. Stuff like that does happen. It happens
all the time.
All the time.
I'm sorry, I missed Chris's comment. He said, I'll go on a diet. Chris is going to fit into the merch. Sorry,
but like that. It's hard to not like that.
Christian, 100%. I hope he gets a banger fight too. I don't think he deserves anything less, and I genuinely hope it's Gaethje. I think Dustin does want that fight back because he seems like that kind of guy to me, and it's must-see TV. Like how I would watch them fight a dozen times because it's always going to be amazing.
And Chris, for one, I'll pay to see Colby Dustin. Like, not a lot of everyone will see Colby Dustin. Like, it's the Colby thing. There's not a lot of I'm telling you, it's the least probably watched Dustin fight out of them all. And Chris, I think maybe you're missing the point a little bit. It's Dustin. He doesn't want to make money with Colby. Like, he doesn't want Colby to kind of have that moment. I really do think Dustin has one fight left. It's one big moment. Dustin doesn't want to have that build up with Colby. He knows it's going to be a shit show. He knows it's going to be, too much trash talking. He knows it's going to be just nasty. He doesn't want it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think it does any, like, the benefit for that fight is Colby's.
Yeah.
Dustin doesn't benefit from that fight.
And it's his last fight. I think he wants it doesn't have to be a total respect. It can be even like Chandler. Cause I do think in a weird way after the fight, they would be like, it's squash forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like him and Colby are never doing that.
I don't think Colby and anybody. I feel like everybody gets done fighting Colby and still hates him. Like win, lose, draw. Like I think that's just the persona that he's created in the sport.
Right. No, I get what you're saying, Chris. I know the point. I don't know. Of course, I would love to see any Dustin fight because he's just that good. I'm just not into Colby right now. And against that high caliber, I think Colby's on a 3-4 fight losing streak. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Crazy. 2 minutes left. I think we did it. Gilbert Burns, Sean Brady this weekend, guys. The rest of the card, we got Steve Garcia. If you haven't seen it, Steve Garcia talked with our James Lynch. It's on our Fight Bananas YouTube channel. Make sure you go and see that. Elle, anything left? 1 minute and left?
Oh man, I think we talked about the Sphere tickets tanking. We talked about Jessica Andrade suing her coach. We talked about Dustin giving us the absolute scoop, how much we appreciate and love the diamond. We found out that Elle doesn't read the notes. We showed off Dave's Grind Ops mug. It's been a good day, minus me not reading the notes.
Yeah. Next week on this very show, myself will not be here. It will be Elle and Maddie's show, whatever they want. It's their show. They'll run with it. I will be flying off to Las Vegas, Nevada. Cannot wait. We'll be there all week long. The Canelo fight, we will be there for that. We might have some other stuff brewing. We hear some other stuff might be happening.
And Contender Series is tonight, guys.
Tonight.
Gage Young is fighting tonight. Austin Bashi is a person I'm going to have to look up. There's so many guys on this season, guys. Just turn your freaking TV on Tuesday nights.
I hate to say this. Also, as well, 9:30 p.m. Eastern on this very YouTube channel, myself and Malcolm Wellmaker will be live. We're going to talk to him for 20 minutes. Great smile, great kid. We're going to talk about his knockout Contender Series, what's next, and just chat. We're going to just chat, talk, have a convo.
Love it.
Yeah. 36 seconds left. Anything else? I don't know why that I have to.
Thank you to Jose Torres. Thank you to Grant making a random.
How good is Grant Dawson?
How
good is Grant Dawson?
The best. Terrance McKinney opening up the show for us today.
Yeah. And then Maddie. I could have been Maddie's best performance of the summer. Maddie's
on a roll.
Yeah. There we go, guys. Appreciate everyone for coming on. We'll see everyone. If not, see you guys hopefully tonight. If not, we'll see you guys next Tuesday night here on the Fight Banana Show live. We'll see everyone then. Bye.